Good morning. We're a little late here today. I'm Karen Yankovich. This is Link Up Your Marketing. And this is where I am live every day, Monday through Friday for now, talking about some LinkedIn tips and tricks and how to really monetize your, oh my gosh, sorry, you guys, the hair, always the hair. Oh, I'm going to ignore it. Monetize your LinkedIn network, right? And today I felt like it was an important day to talk about why I think women particularly need to be using LinkedIn. And you'll notice, today it is January 20th, 2021. It's Inauguration Day here in the US. And to me, I think it's a big day for women, right? We have a woman vice president. So whatever your political beliefs are, women have made massive strides. And today is the day, and a woman of color, no less, right? So it is a huge day for women in the US history. And while I have no intentions of ever running for president or vice president or probably any political office for that matter, I do think that it's a big day for all of us. And I wanted to talk a little bit today about why I think it's important that women in particular are using LinkedIn. So if you are here, I'm live on my Facebook group, which you can check out at linkedinforwomencommunity.com if you want to join us there. I'm live on LinkedIn and YouTube. So if you're on any of those platforms watching me live, feel free to drop your comments in and I'll answer any questions you have. And also if you're watching this in replay, again, drop your comments in. I always love to engage with people that have questions about the content that I'm talking about. So, 150 episodes ago, I started the Good Girls Get Rich podcast. And it was really my first step into really claiming the branding, I guess, around supporting women on LinkedIn. And if you listen to episode 1, you'll get a lot of information as to why that is. Like I was born, I'm going to say in the 60s. Okay. Those of you that know me, it was very early 60s, right? But I was born in the 60s. So I grew up, women, the world that we live in now is very different than the world that I grew up in. And for some reason, I feel like I was able to, Carrie, good to see you here. For some reason, I feel like I've just experienced a lot over the years of all different kinds of things, right? I mean, I distinctly remember as a girl, we weren't allowed to wear pants to school when I first started going to school. And I remember the year that we were allowed to wear pants to school. We had to wear dresses every single day. That was the dress code, right? So we have come a long way, baby, right? But yeah, not far enough. And I want to share with you a couple of statistics that have recently crossed my desk that I think are important and I wanted to show you about. So the first one that I saw was this one here. Let me actually find the exact, there we go. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here and I'm going to share an article. Share screen. I'm going to share an article that you guys can see came from AmericanProgress.org, but it's talking about the gender wage gap. And the gender wage gap let me see if this is so right here, an even larger consideration is the cumulative impact of the gender wage gap on all women working full-time in the United States. Collectively, more than 55 million full-time working women earned an estimated $545.7 billion less than their male counterparts in 2019. This is talking about their male counterparts, okay? So $500 billion a year ago, okay? So yes, we don't need to wear dresses to school every day, ladies. So thank goodness for that. We have a long way to go. We have a long way to go to close that wage gap. So here's what I think. I can't do anything about $500 billion, but what I can do is take a big bite out of that $500 billion. And I can help you do the same thing. So that's one of the reasons why I think it's important that women have a voice on LinkedIn, because on LinkedIn, you hear a lot about it's not what you know, it's who you know. You can create the who you know. Forget all the crazy people spamming LinkedIn. Forget all of that. Just think about the people on LinkedIn that can change your business and your life and your bank account forever, and look to build relationships with them. Think about how powerful that could be. This is what I want for you in 2021. I want you to start thinking about not looking LinkedIn to get your next client. I mean, of course, if you can get your next client there, I'm happy to help you do that. But think about the people that, because LinkedIn is about networking. It's about meeting people. It's about meeting important people, right? Think about the people that if you meet them and you develop a relationship with them could change your business forever, so that you can take a bite out of that $500 billion wage gap, right? Now it starts, you have to, in order for you to be thinking on that level and to be building relationships on a level that's going to take a big bite out of that gap, you need to first show up looking like you're worthy of it. So your profile has got to stand out. And I am telling you, y'all know by now, I talk to people every single day about their profiles. And I can't even tell you how many women say to me, I really can't say that. I can't really, I feel it's uncomfortable for me to say that. I feel it's not my place to say that. Like, what? You can be sure that I don't hear that from the men that I work with. And guys, I love you. This is not picking on you. This is me saying we need to be more like you in some ways, right? We need to be, and there's a feminine model to all of this. So we don't need to have a masculine, we don't have to adopt the masculine model. We can still adopt the feminine model to sales. At the same time, we need to understand that if we want to show up and take a bite out of that, we need to be confident. We need to be thinking like, Kamala Harris and we need to be showing up like them, like dress up today, ladies. When you get on the phone, even if no one's going to see you, there's something to be said about feeling confident when you pick up the phone. Well, obviously people are going to see you if you're on Zoom, right? So if you're doing Zoom calls, show up powerfully on Zoom. Show up that you're confident. Oh my gosh, Carrie, absolutely. Be bold and proud and own your genius. Absolutely, absolutely. And then build your relationships from that place. Build your relationships from that place. So now I want to show you the other statistic, and this is a more recent statistic. So it actually is so upsetting to me that it's hard to even talk about this. So in December 2020, less than a month ago, okay, the U.S. economy lost 140,000 jobs in December. Every single one of them were held by women. And when I first saw that, I was like, what does that mean? That doesn't make any sense. But if you scroll down, you'll see, if I can find here, here we go. So women in December of 2020 accounted for lost 156,000 jobs. Men gained 16,000 jobs. So just 1 month ago, women were still, all of the jobs lost in the US were lost by women, and most of them women of color. So it is not like there is nobody that's going to give us a magic wand to this. I love, again, I don't really want this to be about politics, but I love that we have a strong, smart woman in the White House. And all of that's going to help affect change, but the change starts here. The change starts here. You have to step into this role. You have to step into this confident role and building relationships with people that you're like, can I really reach out to this person? The answer is yes, you can. Yes, you can. And that's what I'm here to help you do. That's what, so I started my podcast 150 episodes ago. And if you're not checking that out, it's Good Girls Get Rich. You should totally check that out. I'm just looking to see if I have a banner of that, but I don't. And listen to episode 1 if you want to hear like the beginnings of it, which is a little bit about what you heard today, but more specific and more detail. But also know that, after that, I shifted my program to be called She's Linked Up. We have the She's Linked Up Accelerator program to help accelerate your success here on LinkedIn, because it is not easy to do this by yourself. We have to stand together. We've watched the movies like Mean Girls. We all grew up and went to schools and high schools and middle schools and all that stuff with crazy girls that were not lifting each other up, but we are grown-ass up adults now, right? We need to support each other. So I think that as much as you think you can do this by yourself, you definitely will do it better and more successfully and more quickly and more powerfully if you have a tribe to lift you up with you. Because very often the tribe that we have around us, and certainly this is the case for me, and I'm not picking on anybody, the tribe that we have around us are entrepreneurs. Many of them, our families, our friends, they're not entrepreneurs. They don't always get it. So, when I say things, about my business to my tribe, to the people in my program, to the people in the masterminds that I pay to belong to, they're like, go for it. Let's do it. How can I help you? Right. And the people that are not that they're not supporting me, they absolutely are, but they don't get it. They don't get it. Some of them do. Some of them do. So if you're watching this and you do, I appreciate you. But some of them don't. And that's, how could they? How could they? They've never been an entrepreneur. Right. So, I have friends that still say to me, like, if health benefits are such a pain in the rear end for you, just go get a job somewhere. right? I'm like, oh, you just don't get it. And I love you for thinking that, right? But you don't get it. So anyway, taking back to center on this, okay? $545 billion is the wage gap a year ago. Billion, a half a trillion dollars. In December, a month ago, women lost 140,000 jobs in the US, men gained 156,000 jobs in the US, men gained 16,000. Okay, this is not gone. And we know it's not gone, but what can you do? What can you do? So I would love for you to reach out to me. If I can support you in this. In fact, hang on one second. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to just put my link up here to schedule a call. If you want to talk to somebody on my team about how you can be supported to hit your, like my goal for this year is to help 100,000 women hit a $250,000 revenue goal. So $250,000. If you want to be one of those 100,000 women, then use this link, book a call, get on our calendar, and let's talk and see if it's something that is a fit for you, because it is much harder to do it alone. I don't want you to do it alone. It doesn't have to be me, but if you want it to be me, or if you want to know what it looks like to be me, schedule a call. But either way, don't do it alone. Know that you can take a bite out of that. You can look at that $500 billion as life sucks, this sucks, never going to get any better. Or you can look at that $500 billion and go, I want a piece of that, right? I want a piece of that. I want you to have a piece of that. And that's what we're doing here at She's Linked Up. So, in any case, I would, love to see your name on our calendar. And, it's a big day for women. So hopefully you're celebrating it in some way, shape, or form. I will see you all again tomorrow.